Alright, in this video we're gonna cover all the best ships you can build for class A, B and C with Starship design rank 2. The best place to do this would be at any outpost that you might have. Just build a ship landing pad there. To get all the components though, just travel to any place that has a trade just go to the trade authority in this place, or just Jamison Mercantile will do as well. They should have all the materials we'll need. So just travel to the New Atlantis fast travel point. Once you're here, it's a straight walk to the Jamison Mercantile. They're gonna have everything that we're gonna need. They might have fewer adapter frames than we need. We need 16. She usually only has 4 on her. Yes, I'd like to see what you have for sale. Go to resources. Yeah, she only has 4, so you might want to rest and then come back and do this again. We're gonna need about take off 5 to 10 beryllium. I'm just gonna buy and then go down, get iron, and then the final thing we'll need is 0 wire. 2 of these is the only amount we're gonna need, so just get to, once you're done buying all of the components, fly over to any of your outposts or just create a new one. I have one in the Leviathan system. I'm gonna go to that one. So we're gonna build our landing pad here with the ship builder. That's gonna give us access to most of the habitats and whatnot, and we're gonna add the rest of the things once. Well, it's gonna give us access to most components. So that's basically all we're gonna need for the class A build. So the first thing we're gonna do is obviously gonna be build the landing pad. Just go to the miscellaneous section. There's gonna be a landing pad with the ship builder, and then press V to get that aerial view, and then just align it. And then just align it however you think it should be, like that, and then build. Once that is done, just go to the top of this thing. There's gonna be a ship builder available there. Yeah, the ship builder console that's right on top. Just press F and then press view and modify ships. Once you're in there, just delete whichever ship it is that you don't really need. I'm gonna delete that entirely and we're gonna do our cockpits first as usual. The cockpit is gonna be the Armstrong 20E or the 20R. I prefer the 20R because it's gonna save me about 2300 credits, and the only difference is gonna be 20 cargo, which is not a lot. So yeah, I like to go with this one. Then we're gonna add all of our Hope Tech berths and whatnot. The first thing I like to add is an engineering bay, a 3x1 at that. You're gonna understand why later. It's mainly for that nice structural feel to the ship as such. On top of this, I'm gonna add my captain's quarters behind. Again, you can just replace this with a control station and then add a companionway in the back as well. Doesn't really matter what you do. Anything, again, is all your choice. Control station is a nice look to have. You walk right out of the cockpit and then you see a few more seats where your crew is sitting in, and then just add the companionway there like that to get that 3-level design again. Again, on the top here we're gonna add a structural the DMOS cowling for is what I like to add to give it that nice streamlined look. And once that all is added, we're gonna add the rest of our habitats. So we're gonna go with the 2x1s here again. Yep, there we are. So again, there's quite a few options, but I like to add 2 armories on each, one on each side. And then behind that is where I like to add my workshops and my science labs, which will give us all 5 of our tables that are necessary for crafting and whatnot. And then on here is where I add the infirmary or the computer workshop, sorry, computer core. That just gives us that much needed crew stations. And on top again, since this is a level 2 build, we're gonna add quite a few of the other things as well. So it doesn't matter where you add what, just make sure they're all easily accessible, whatever that might be for you, in your case at least. So yeah, I'm gonna add the infirmary there. Sorry, we're gonna add the 3x1s here. Actually, that is gonna be our cargo slot right there. So in the 3x1s, in this one at least, there's only the engineering base, but that is good for us because that's gonna give us that nice two extra crew stations. So we're gonna have 2, 4, 6, and then like 2 more, so 8, and then the 9th one with this one. So that's gonna give us a nice addition to that. And then once you're done with that, on top of this again is where I like to add the infirmary. Yep, just add that there. And once that is done, just add all of your wing parts. I like to add the you're already in habs, my bad. The companionways, like 2 of these everywhere, like on this side, and then just select those, duplicate them, and then drag and drop it there. And then we're gonna add again a few 3x1s, but for this one we're gonna go with all-in-one. So I like to go for the 3x1 all-in-one birds that DMOS has to offer. They have around the same shape that the Hope Tech ones do. So just add like 2 of those there to give us those passenger slots. If you want to take any NPCs that are part of your crew, they'll need these passenger slots to actually, sit in and stuff. So, or else they won't be able to board your plane, board your ship. Once you're done with that, I usually like to add structurals here. You're free to add any 1x1 habitat there as well. I like to add the DMOS hulls to just give it that nice rounded look. And here is where we're gonna add our engines. In the middle there's gonna be a fuel tank, and again on the sides again there's gonna be engines. Let's add all of our landing gear and bay now. So the first thing we're gonna add is the bay. I use the DMOS one. It goes nicely with the Hope Tech aesthetic. Like just add that right next to the cockpit like that. And once that is done, start adding the landing gears. I like to add the Stroud Eklund ones. I think they have a nice look to them. There's quite a few customizable options, like depending on the side you can flip it and put the notch on that side. And then if you're doing it in the middle, there's the completely normal one without any notches. You can do that in the middle. Again, there and on the wings as well. Yeah, and then the final thing we're gonna do is the fuel tanks. So in this level of Starship design, we're gonna have quite few options, but the ones I usually like to do are these ones. Just go to fuel tanks. The 600T will give you 290, and then again we're gonna add 2 more here as well. On the top, add the 500T, and then duplicate that, and then bring that here like that. That's how it's gonna look for us. And then in the bottom here is where we're gonna add our engines and our grav drives and whatnot. But yeah, that's how our fuel tanks are gonna do. We're gonna have two, 7, 10 fuel capacity, so that's a lot. No, you're basically not gonna need any more than that. So that is it for our exoskeleton, except for a few structurals. So the structurals I like to add are the Stroud Eklund caps. Yeah, the cap A. Flip that to match like that. On top we're gonna add more of those things. Flip that to match like that. Again, on same on the same on the other side as well. There we go. That is that. Flip, and yeah, that is our structurals on this. And on the wings we're gonna add braking engines. I like the look of the DMOS one. Again, whatever structurals you think would go better with the feel of the ship, you should add that. I am just gonna add the DMOS ones. Once you're done with all of that, that is the entirety of our exoskeleton. For class C and B ships, we might need to add more landing gear, but for now this should do. Alright, now that we're done with the exoskeleton of the ship, we're gonna add all of our A-class components. The best engine is gonna be... I'm gonna show you which one. Yep, the reactor, sorry. It's gonna be the Stellarator 3070T, which is the best you can get at rank 2. And for the grav drive, we're gonna go with the R4000 Alpha grav drive. This is the best one you can get for rank 2 again. Once the grav drives are set, we're gonna add our engines. Let's go to the engine section. There's going to be quite a few options, but the White Dwarf 3020 are the best ones at level 2. They're going to offer a lot of thrust, almost about 80,000 of it, so we're not really going to need much else. Add these here as well, and there we go. And yeah, we're missing the land. I like to have the most one there. Yeah, so the next thing we're gonna add is gonna be the cargo. I like to add these ones. They'll still give you that over 2000 cargo while not reducing your mobility by too much. The next thing we're gonna do is add our docker. Just add whichever one you want to, doesn't really matter on this one. Then we're gonna add our shields. The best one is gonna be the 40S protector. Again, if you think you know something that is better, you can always use that, but I think this is the best one that you can get, so I'm just gonna use that one there. And once that all is done, yeah, all that's left is to add our weapons. So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing we're gonna do is add our okay, so all of the weapons are not here, so we're gonna add the shield and weapons and whatnot somewhere else. So let's just leave this place for now, except go off to Neon. Alpha, land at the Neon, not the Neon core. And now that we're in Neon here, just jump over to the guy. You should have everything that we're gonna need. There you go. I'd like to view and modify my ships. Go over to the ship that we were building. There we go. Yeah, let's add the shields to this thing. Yeah, this again the Bastel 82 as well. But yeah, the 40S protector is the best one you can get. It gives you 520 max shield health with 6 max power. Once all of that is done, well, yeah, we're gonna do the weapons now. First thing we're gonna do is go to structurals and add equipment plates for all the necessary points. So we're gonna mount our suppressors here and here, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And we're gonna do our weapons. There were gonna be 3 ballistics and 3 laser weapons. So 2 slots on each wings and 2 slots here is how I like to do it. Again, wherever you think you'd like to mount the weapons, you can just do it there. There we go. Duplicate that, bring that over here, select both, duplicate, and then take that there. Alright, now that all of our mounting mechanisms are on, let's go ahead and add our weapons. The Supaku 110GC is going to be the best one you can add. Everything else requires a higher rank, so just add that on both sides. And once you've added that, add all of your ballistics and whatnot. The ballistics, again, the KE-20A is the best one. There aren't too many options again for class A. The next options get released once you unlock Starship Design rank 3. So till then we are gonna be stuck with this stuff. And again, for the pulse lasers, there's quite a few, but the Razor 45 is the best laser that you can use right now. There are these and these again, but they require 3 and 4 ranks, so yeah, just use the Razor ones. Control G, F, there we go. Control G, F again, and that is it. So once all of that is done, that's all of our weapons. All that's left is to assign all of them. We have 73 mobility, 28 light years jump range, 6 max crew. Again, the jump range and mobility can be increased if you remove either the tanks or the cargo, whichever you think you don't really need. That'll increase both mobility and jump range. W0 is your left click, so add the Razor 45 pulse laser there. W1 is your right click, I like to add my ballistics there, and W2 is G on your keyboard, which is the suppressor. Alright, that's all of our stuff done. Press accept, exit the builder, make this your home ship, and then just ride out. Yeah man, I'm done. Thanks.
What do I owe this place?
So yeah, that is our ship in action. I'm just gonna fly over to the Crix system. That's gonna have our Crimson Fleet there. I am just going here because it's right around that spot where you get those ships you can actually defeat easily with this build. Again, this isn't that strong. From Starship Design level 3 is where it is actually gonna get way stronger, so you might want to remember that. Again, there's quite a few ships here. Just fly over to one of those things, make sure your shield is at 100%, like there are at least 50% in ballistics and whatnot. Don't really worry too much about the engines. We're gonna have top speed of that much even when we are lower than half the engine allocations. Like we're gonna have at least like 100 engine space and whatnot. But, you know, again, to each his own. I'm just gonna start attacking some of these ships very randomly, and yeah, just give you a demo on how all of this works. There we go. We have level 20 enemies, and as you can see, the lasers are ripping through their shield, and the ballistics are gonna destroy their hull. They're all gonna die. There we go. Again, just ballistics. There we go. Alright, the other ship is right there. Again, the same. Again, we're having too many ships attackers. Obviously, we can't take all of them on. Not with this ship, at least. If we had a class C ship, we could have. But yeah, that is about it. As you can see, that's a pretty high damage dealing thing, and despite all of these ships actually attacking us, and us attacking a level 58 ship, our damage still persists. So, yeah, that is it for the A class ship. Alright, now that we're done with our exoskeleton, all that's left is to add our reactors, grav drives, and engines. So press G, go to reactors. Again, there's gonna be quite a few options, but the it's gonna be between the 102 DS and the Z Machine 2000. Well, the Z Machine has more reactor health. This has more points that you can allocate. The power generated here is more, so I'm just gonna add that there. And then we're gonna add our grav drives. Oh, it's here. Again, the best grav drives in this situation are the RD3000 grav drives. They have 36 jump thrust and 180 grav drive health, so that's gonna be way more than what we are ever gonna need. So I'm just gonna add that there. And once all of this is done, just add the engines first, and then we're gonna do the cargo. So going to the engines. There we are. I like the Nova 1020s. These give you ample amount of thrust, and go nicely with that fuel tank there. And these on both directions and on both wings. Yep. There we go. And once our engines are in, we're gonna add our cargo. Cargo, again, there's gonna be quite a few types of it that are gonna be available to you. I like to go with the Galleon S203s. You can obviously go with the S202 as well. But yeah, that's already dropped our mobility to 69, and by the time we add our shield, it's gonna be somewhere in the rough 60s. I'd rather not drop it more. Again, if you just remove this, you're gonna get at least 2 mobility back. But I'd rather have the jump fuel there rather than the mobility. Again, your choice. If you want to remove that, just go ahead and remove that. You're still gonna have 420 jump range, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. You should have enough to go from end to end, but just for that safety, I like having this. Again, you can just remove one of these, get that 2 mobility again. Anything that you want to do, all new. You can also add more cargo here. I like to go with the shielded cargo. Yeah, so let's go with that. Our mobility is gonna drop by a lot because shielded cargo has a lot of mass. I mean, just compare this to that. It has like a fourth of the cargo capacity, but it has half the mass of that. So you might want to decide depending on that if you want to have this. I do prefer having it, but again, all on you. I'm just gonna delete that too and keep the fuel tanks instead. The only reason I'm not doing the shielded cargo in this is because I'd rather have the mobility. What I usually do is just go to the wolf system. You don't need shielded cargo there. You can just sell all of your contraband to the trade authority there. Alright, the only thing that's left is to add shields now. And there's quite a few options here. The Warden SG200 is what I usually go with. It offers around the same as what the Bulwark offers at that level of power. The Bulwark actually offers you about 35 more shield than the SG200 does at the same power level, but it also costs twice as this much. So I'd say just save your money, go with the SG200. And once the shields are in, our mobility is at 65 now, but it's still fine. 65 is the bare minimum that I recommend to have for mobility, because lesser than that, the ship just feels like a snail and doesn't really have much to it. This is all we're gonna do here. Okay, I did forget to add the docker, so I'm just gonna do that now. And once that is done, all of your errors should be gone. We're gonna add the weapons somewhere else, so just press exit, accept. Once this is done, fly over to Neon or the Demos Staryard. The Demos Staryard has the most options, so I prefer that. But you can just go to Neon's ship services technician as well. Doesn't really matter which one you go to. All right. I'm just gonna go to the Demos Staryard. Once you're here, walk straight. Go to the right a little, then go down. Talk to this guy. We should have all of the weapons and whatnot we might end up needing. Yeah, this is it. Press B to enter the ship builder. Press G to add our suppressors here. So B class has quite a few of them. Where, yeah. Oh, these are A class again. What the hell? Alright, yeah, the Fireball 4000 is the best suppressor you're gonna get for rank 2. So just get that. Copy that over there. The rest of the weapons we can add down here, or just on top of these things. I like to add them on horizontal weapon mounts as such. Again, you do you. This gives me more options as well. There's 2 and 2, so you just need 6 of these. I just like to add them on the top, not on the bottom. Sometimes weapons don't even fit on the bottom because of the habitat pieces and whatnot, so just add like 4 to the main body and like 2 on the edges of the wings. Control G, F, and there we go, and one more right there we go. And once that is done, let's start adding our lasers and whatnot. On one side I'm gonna add all of the rail guns and stuff like that. On the other is where our other stuff is gonna go. In B class there's gonna be quite a few options that are gonna be available to you. The Vanguard Hellfire autocannon is great, despite it not having any Starship design rank. Again, there's other options there as well. Depending on whatever you want to do, you should do that. The first things I'm gonna add are gonna be our, where are the autocannons? Yeah, the oh, these require rank 3. I thought they require rank 2. All right. We do still have the KE42A autocannons that give us about 22 hull damage, and these are basically the best cannons you can have. If you go for the cannon turrets, however, those are the automatic ones, and obviously they require rank 3, but like these are the best ones you can get ballistics wise. I'm just gonna add like 2 of these there. I like the last one right here. Yep, that's perfect. And once that is done, we're gonna add our pulse lasers. Again, quite a few options in this as well. There's the Scorch P60, there's the Scorch P80 which requires 4. There's the Dragon pulse lasers. Again, all of these don't require you to have any level or anything of that sort. So again, whatever you think would be best. There's obviously the neutron weapons, the helion beams. All of these have one problem with them. They're only gonna give you common damage, which is gonna be low across the board. I usually suggest doing the laser and this, either the rail guns or the either the rail guns or the pulse or the cannons and the lasers on the other side of the weapon thing. So in class B, since all of these don't really require you to have something, I would suggest you go with the Scorch P. 60 MW pulse laser, they're gonna give you 96 by the time we're done installing all of them. 96 hull damage, which is I think it's quite a lot. You don't get anything that's close to this in A class. Then the maximum you can get is gonna be, I mean, you can get this level of damage with Starship design rank 4 for A class. So yeah, there is that problem. Now all that's left is to assign all of our weapons. W0 is your left click, pulse laser is there. W1 is your right click, auto cannons there, and W2 is your tertiary weapons, which is G, and Firebolt 4000 suppressor there. That is all of our things assigned. Once that is done, press accept all of the modifications. I'm going to show you how much damage the ship can actually deal now. It's quite a lot. We're gonna go to the Serpentis system, that is around somewhere here. Yeah, this one right there, that is right next to the cricks, and it's almost at the end of the map, so it could be kind of confusing finding that, but this is where I usually always encounter enemies, so that is where I prefer to go to. Once we are here, let's allocate all of the energy around. So we're not gonna need too much in the engines. It's better to have at least half the capacity that the lasers and ballistics have to get that easy replenishing rate. The top speed at half engines is also going to be high enough, like at 70 or 80 ish, so that should be fine. Yeah, look at that, delete that guy's health. These are all level 58 to 40 ish enemies, so that is, we are doing a lot of damage to these people. The ballistics are just cutting through that guy's ship quite literally. Yeah, and then just fly away and then take care of this guy. Again, the same tactics. Once that is, whoa, very bad. Yeah, and then just this again. And if you want to do EM, just select the engines and press G and press wait for it to replenish. Do that, just keep doing that till they're disabled, and then you can just board them once you're within 500 meters of range. Just go to 500 meters of range. Oh, their engines are back online somehow, and then just dock. And yeah, that's about it for the class B ship. Alright, now that our exoskeleton is done, we're gonna add all of our reactors, grav drives, cargo and whatnot. The first thing we're gonna do is gonna be the reactors. In class C, oh, this place doesn't have those. Alright, if yours doesn't have as well, just go for the cheapest class A reactor, the cheapest class a grav drive and stuff, just just enough so that you can just get out of this place. We're gonna go to the demo star yard that has quite a few options, so that should be pretty helpful. But before we do that, we're gonna add a few structurals all over the ship. Right here is where we're gonna add equipment plates. Our suppressors are going to be mounted on that, so we need about 6 of these placed over the ship. Just make sure you do this before you leave this area. Yeah, just add all of that like that, and then like one more on each sides, and yeah, that should give us our 6 weapon mounts. The demos place only has horizontal weapon mounts, which is kind of frustrating, so it's better you just get these here and then go to the demo star yard. We are gonna need one engine and one docker to make this successful, so I'm just gonna add those as well. Docker, slim docker, and then we're gonna add our, oh, why is the hull gone? And then we're gonna add our engine, just like one weak ass engine should do. Might as well just go with the class C engines. This place does have them, but not the best looking ones, so I'm gonna add one of the Nova 1020s to one of my wings, because that is something that I always use in my builds on wings, because they just look better. Most C-class don't really. Again, if you think you want to do only C-class engines, 4 of those, you're free to do that. All you'll have to do is just actually wait, what is the other arrow? Exceed reactor. Oh yeah, damn. Alright, just put the cheapest engine, which is gonna be the Amun one. Just do that. That should get you to pass the flight check. Once that is done, just exit, accept all changes, go to the Deimos star yard in the Sol system. It's right around Mars. You can't really miss it. Press X, yes, jump. Once you're in here, walk straight on, go down, talk to this guy, tell him you'd like to view and modify your ships, and yeah, just go to the ship that we are building right now. Ship builder, we're gonna delete all of the grav drives and the engines because we don't really need them. We're gonna add our class C engine here, reactor here. Again, there's quite a few of these, but this one is probably the best one. It has 34 power generated, which is way more than we're ever gonna need, so just add that there. It is gonna stick out like that, so you might want to remove your fuel tanks from here. Maybe just bring that up like that to place it like that. We're just gonna move the fuel tank somewhere else, so just put them connected like that and just leave them out in the open. Then move this up like that, and then we're gonna place our grav drive there as well. So go to the grav drive section, go down. The J50 is gonna be the best one you're gonna get. Obviously there's the Apollo GV100, but this one has more grav drive health, so I prefer the J50. Just add that there aren't gonna be any grav drives in the class C, at least for basically for rank 2 you have to add the rank 1 grav drives, so I'm gonna go with the J50 there. Once that is in and looking neat like that, we're gonna go with the engines. The first engines we're gonna add are gonna be the B class engines that we need to. I prefer these because if you look at the options that are available in this as well, there are things that can do way more thrust than the other ones. But once you come to class C, your mobility isn't going to be too much of an issue there. But yeah, just go with the Nova on the sides and the Supernova 2000s in the middle. That should cover it up pretty nicely. Like that. One on the other side as well. That should give us more than enough thrust. If our mobility drops at any point during the build, we can just shift to using only the Supernova engines, like 4 of those. Alright, once that is there, just drop down once again and put your fuel things here. There we go. That should keep our fuel capacity at its best, while also giving us space for these things to actually go well in there. We're gonna add our cargo now. We're gonna add quite a lot of cargo too. The 30T is what I usually recommend. It has a mass of 212 and has 1000 that, and then cargo space, and then add those here as well. Actually, instead of these, we could also do the Galleon S203s. Those again will give us that 1200 for 250 mass. I think those would go better with this build because our grav drive and our engine should be able to handle it pretty easily. Once that is done, we're gonna do well our shield and whatnot now. Since this is a class C ship, we're gonna have pretty good shields available to us. Let's just check out what all are there. Again, there's gonna be quite a few. There's the Assurance models and the Odin models that you're gonna get. The Assurance has the 2000, which has 975 max shield health, while the Odin 3040 has 995, and both of them basically take and the Odin one takes 1 point less energy. So I would say just go for the Odin 3040. Let's add that there. And yeah, that is our ship. We have 995 shield, 1176 in hull, and yeah, we're gonna add our weapons now. All of our mounts are ready. All that we need to do is add the weapons. So I'm gonna go with the suppressors here first. Where are the suppressors for class C? Alright, the Fulminator 8000 is the suppressor to go to. That has 58 electromagnetic damage with only max power of 3. So let's just do that on both sides. Again, the Fulminator 8000 is the only option in C class, and it doesn't really require you to have any Starship design ranks. So just get that. And then once that is done, we're gonna do the gauss guns. There's again quite a few of these, but you know, to get the best one, obviously you'll need rank 4. So we're gonna go with the rank 1 gauss guns. They're gonna do we're gonna put in about 3 of these, so they're gonna do about 72 hull damage, which is crazy good. Just add that on the wings as well, like that. And once that is done, we're gonna add our pulse lasers. Again, quite a few of these pulse lasers as well, and with tons and tons of damage that they do. Yeah, there's the Blaze P2GW pulse lasers. There's the Dragon pulse lasers, and there's the Vanguard Starseeker pulse laser. The best one is going to be the Blaze one. They have 25 per thing for shield damage, while the second best is probably going to be our Dragon 261P pulse laser, which is going to have about 20. Let's just go with the Blaze P2GW and then put that on all 3 slots that we have available to us. There we go. And the other one is going to go there. And that's all of our weapons. Oh, apparently we're missing landing gear, so we need to add one of that. Like I said, in C class we usually end up having to add this. So don't worry, just go to gear, add just one of these, and that should cover it all up. The last thing we have to do is well, out of all of our weapons, so we're gonna add our pulse laser to the left click, which is W0. We're gonna add our gauss gun to the right click, which is our W1, and we're gonna add our fulminator suppressor to W2, which is G on your keyboard. Again, if you think you need to add more cargo or whatnot, you are free to do so. It might actually be easier to do that than not. Um, you know, like 3000 cargo, I understand for a class C ship, is it a lot? But we are again sacrificing our mobility to get that, so you might want to just remove one of the fuel tanks, but that's only gonna give us 2 mobility back, and that isn't really gonna help us too much anyways. Yeah, so yeah, just I am just gonna leave it at that. Again, cargo all on you, how much ever cargo you want. You can remove a few of these habitats and then just, you know, add that there as well if that's what you want to do. All on you again there. I'm just gonna remove that like that and delete it, and then I'm gonna show you how to add more cargo into this build. You can just do that. Add add like a habitat piece there. As the habs. Just anything that's a 2x1 should do. I usually just add the living quarters right there. Why is that not getting added? This might be getting way there, and suppressors apparently. Yeah, there we go. And then, yeah, the suppressors won't go there now. We're gonna have to put them here. But like just customize it according to what you think should be the best configuration for you. Just putting the suppressors down there could be the easy thing to do. Oh, I put in the 4,000 one instead of the 8,000. My bad. Yeah. So depending on how much cargo space you need, you might want to remove a few habitats and then add the cargo there, so that the habitats are no more. That is gonna add a little bit to your mobility and whatnot. So that might be the better option to do here. Just add the suppressors down here because they don't go there once you add the habitats. So yeah, again the same thing here. I'm gonna duplicate that, bring that here, there you go, and then again, there you go. So that's gonna give us 5,000 cargo. I'm not sure why you would even need that much. You could just shift these with something that way lesser and get that sweet spot, which I believe to be the 4,000 area, by using just the Galleon S2O2 ones instead of all of this stuff. Just delete all of this out of there. Just bring those, put in like 4 of those everywhere, and then like just do one of these again here. And once that is done, pull your weapons back onto the stuff. There we go. And that should not leave any errors. There is something else. Oh, we have an unassigned weapon apparently. Yeah, the suppressors. Alright, that still reduces our mobility by quite a lot. But in C class you're gonna have so much shield and hull. I think mobility isn't really gonna be the main issue there. Again, whatever you think you wanna do, you should do just that. I prefer the other configuration, so I'm just gonna undo till I get back to that one there. So yeah, we have 66 mobility, we have 2660 in cargo. We can add more here. Again, like I said, I showed you how to just do that, but again, all of that is on you. I think this is the best configuration for me. I like having that over 65 mobility because it feels like a snail ship doesn't really move at all when you don't really have that. Again, you could just make this a single level ship, remove all of these top parts of it all, and just get all of that high end mobility that you might end up needing. So yeah, there's quite a few options that you can do like that, but yeah, this is what I prefer. Again, we can just add more engines, more of these engines there instead of the B class engines to get the maximum thrust and increase our mobility. Our mobility has gone up, but again, that is going to affect our jump range, so there's always a trade-off to do there. It's all up to you to decide what it is that you want to do. I'm just going to leave it like this now. I've changed it too much already. So yeah, let's assign our weapons. Pulse laser for left click, suppressor for right click, gauss gun for right click, and then suppressor for our G, which is our tertiary weapon. Once that is done, it's going to show nominal. Just exit, accept the modifications, make this your home ship. And to test it out, I like to travel to the Serpentis system that has high level enemies that you can Basically feel good about destroying with class C or a B ship. Class A again, unless you have Starship Design Rank 3, that isn't really gonna be feasible. So go to the system, wait for a little bit, the enemies will show up. And once they're here, just spam attacks on them. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot the hell out of this guy. First thing are gonna be my pulse lasers, then I'm gonna shoot my ballistics, which is my gauss gun. Take a look at that. And yeah. Oh, and if you wanna, enter the targeting system and stuff, and yeah, once you're logged onto them, enter the targeting system, press A for engines, and press G. The suppressor does a lot of damage, but you might wanna do more damage using the hull weapons that we have. Just keep using the suppressor, the hull weapons, and there we go. We're done. Just dock, and there we are. Please do hit that subscribe button if you like what you've seen. And I am gonna keep releasing 2 more videos which will show you the best builds that you can go for all classes with Starship Design Rank 3 and Starship Design Rank 4.